Channel Your Inner Strength, Episode 4, Calming Negativity, Finding Peace Amidst the Noise. Welcome back to Channel Your Inner Strength podcast. My name is Rose, and I want to welcome you to this safe space with me today. I'm excited for you to be a part of this conversation today. My intentions for you on the journey through Channeling Your Inner Strength podcast is to guide you to unlock your resilience, refocus your energy, and step into your full power. Each week, we explore actionable strategies, inspiring stories, and practical tools to help you reset your habits, refresh your perspective, and realign with your authentic self. Let's channel your inner strength together. Today, we're talking about calming negativity. In a world full of noises and distractions, the way we think about ourselves, speak to ourselves, and our perspective on our experiences shape the life we create. I'm grateful you're here today because learning how to find peace amidst the noise is one of the most powerful gifts you can give yourself. As your wellness and empowerment coach and a project executor, I guide creatives and entrepreneurs through inner work so they can move with clarity and execute powerfully in their business and life. Negativity is something that every single one of us experiences. Sometimes it shows up as self doubt. Sometimes it shows up as fear. And sometimes it shows up as criticism, comparison, overwhelm, or even the stories we tell ourselves about what we can and cannot do. The truth is, negativity is not always loud. Sometimes it sounds like, I'm not good enough. I should be further by now. Or, what's the point of trying? And if we're not careful, those thoughts can become our core beliefs. Those core beliefs can become habits. And those habits can begin shaping the way we see ourselves and our lives. Here's what I've learned. Just because a thought enters your mind does not mean it deserves to stay there. You have the power to pause. You have the power to question it. And you have the power to choose a different perspective. Today's episode is not about pretending negativity does not exist. It's about learning how to calm the noise, protect your peace, and create a safe space for thoughts that support your growth instead of sabotage it. Because when you learn how to manage your inner world, you begin changing your outer world as well. Before we begin today's conversation, I want to read a passage from the book Channeling Your Inner Strength related to negativity, fear, and protecting your peace. Channeling Your Inner Strength book. Section title: Bring about positive situations. Negativity will always be around. The best thing to do is make the most out of it and work it in your own favor. Ignoring negativity is something that I still to this day sometimes struggle with. I think we all struggle with this on some level. It's one of those things in life that when you start listening, thinking, dwelling, or even lingering on a negative thought or statement, you soon allow your mind to enter a bad place very quickly. It engulfs any and all positivity and energy that you may have. The positive energy then will get replaced with doubt, disbelief, uncertainty, sadness, guilt, or even anger. And the list goes on like a vicious cycle. With a lot of practice and patience, you can learn to ignore the negative things that occurs. This is the perfect example of where speaking positively to yourself comes into play. It reinforces you to replace negativity with positive thinking and actions. I don't think that negativity will not affect us, but with practice, I believe that it becomes easier to identify the negativity to avoid it and the impact will lessen. I have learned that filling yourself and your time with positive thoughts and positive people makes a world of a difference. Doing so allows you to mostly avoid being around the negativity and not allow that negativity to influence you. It will also help reduce or diminish negative self talk. The goal is to have so much positivity that once any doubts or thoughts that are not positive comes your way, they won't have such a huge effect on you. Another thing that is super important when bringing about positive situations is filling your life with things and people who fill your heart up with joy. These people make you have and feel a sense of contentment. For many years, not only did I not know what made me happy, but I also lived in a state where I focused solely on making everyone else happy, even if I was not. Being a people pleaser helped me with my beautifully dressed excuse that other people's happiness is what will make me feel happy all the time. Although the statement was somewhat true for me, not every single action that I took should have been solely for another person's happiness. Little did I know at that time that this would over time make me unhappy internally. And ultimately, I would never truly know what I need or want to feel happy. I choose to practice a new habit. I decided to not do things that I am not happy doing. For example, if someone asked me to go somewhere with them, I stopped saying yes even when I knew that I didn't want to go. I often did things that I didn't want to do because I didn't want to make people feel bad or feel like I let them down. I was trying to make sure that everyone was happy, even at the expense of my own happiness. Back then, that was a price that I wasn't aware that I was paying. I have now changed this habit. Once I get the slightest feeling that I'm doing something that I'm not happy with, I stop hiding it and I no longer hesitate to let others know that I don't feel comfortable. The worst thing that could happen is that the person does not agree, but at least I will be at peace with myself because I spoke up for myself. This, just like everything else, requires practice, and I am committed and dedicated to improving daily. Another habit that I've been practicing for some time is to be intentional about occupying my time with conversations interactions, and affection from people who makes me feel great and supports me. Once I started doing this on a regular basis, I noticed that I was happier, and happiness was a contagious emotion. It was hard to remain sad all the time when I intentionally surrounded myself with only people who were being loving, encouraging, understanding, as well as compassionate towards me. Being in this kind of environment acts like a shield, and it makes me feel invincible towards any form of negativity, as well as effortlessly keeping me in a positive mind frame. On the other hand, there's no such thing as a human being who is happy all the time. It's just not true. Oftentimes, we like to think that people who we always see happy, in a good mood, or positive all the time does not have problems, obstacles, or some type of challenge that they face or experience sadness like everyone else does. Even if a person has an optimistic view on life, it does not mean that he or she does not have days when they are not happy or will deal with difficult situations. Everyone deals with situations differently and can display their emotions differently. With that being said, it's important to be able to search for various outlets that can provide positivity when you are unable to receive positivity from others or from within. Now, gently ask yourselves, what thoughts have been taking up the most space in my mind lately? What environments, habits, or conversations leave me feeling drained? What would peace feel like for me right now? No judgment, only awareness. There's nothing you need to prove here. There's nothing you need to protect here. There's nothing you need to defend here. There's nothing you need to hide here. There's nothing you need to rush. We're just going to take this one step at a time. For a long time, negativity became normal to me. Negative self talk, overthinking, fear, assuming the worst, and constantly expecting disappointment. And eventually I realized the loudest negativity in my life wasn't always external. Sometimes it was my own inner voice. I had become so used to criticizing myself that peace felt unfamiliar. On the other side of the external negativity is our inner negativity, the negative self talk. Your negative self talk is a mirror of all the external negativity that you have consumed over time. For me, negativity often comes as a whisper from within when I am all by myself in dark times. It's a whisper that creeps out and whispers all kinds of scary thoughts that makes me feel small, incapable, and unworthy. These whispers are the negative self talk that disrupts all of my emotions. And then all of a sudden, I feel overwhelmed with blame, shame, guilt, regret, or anger cocktail. Once I started tackling the negative self talk, I soon discovered that beneath it all was a wave of paralyzing fears. These fears feel so real that facing reality seemed more difficult than running away and hiding from being consumed with fear. In a way, the fear has become a new form of a safe space. We build boundaries around where the danger is, and as long as we stay on this side of fear, we think we're safe. Huh. In reality, you've created a box that you're trapped playing in as the smallest version of yourself. To break out of the fear, you must be willing to face the fear, blame, shame, guilt, regret, and anger to reach your fullest potential. This is what healing work looked like for me. It required me to become intentional about what I allowed into my mind, my environment, and my spirit. This is one of the many ways that I created safety in my body to break the shackle to having something to prove, protect, defend, or hide. I had to learn not every thought deserves my attention. Not every opinion deserves access to me. Not every fear deserves control over my life. Protecting my peace became a form of self respect. That looked like changing my environment, limiting negative conversations, speaking to myself differently, creating healthier routines, and learning how to pause and breathe before reacting emotionally. Negativity may still appear sometimes. However, now I have tools that help me return back to center. Take a slow breath. Ask yourself, what negativity am I holding on to that no longer belongs to me? What would change if I protected my peace more intentionally? Now, I would like you to write down one thing you need to release this week. It could be a thought, a fear, a habit, a conversation, a story. Just one thing that must be released this week. Give yourself permission to let it go. Give yourself permission to have nothing to prove, protect, defend, or hide. One of the biggest lessons I've learned is that negativity doesn't disappear simply because we want it to. Isn't that the truth? We have to become intentional about how we respond to it. This is where the reset, refresh, and realign framework can help. Rather than allowing negative thoughts, environments, or experiences to control us, we can choose to become aware, shift our perspective, and return to a place of peace. Let's walk through these 3 steps together. Number 1, reset your inner dialogue. Pay attention to how you speak to yourself. Would you speak to someone you love the way you speak to yourself, your inner self? Awareness creates long lasting changes and solutions. Become more aware of yourself. Number two, refresh your environment. Your environment influences your mindset. Some key things to pay attention to: what are you consuming? Like, what are you eating? What's going into your body? Food, drink. Who you surround yourself with. Pay attention to, is this family and friend supposed to be in my environment? Pay attention to what energy you expose yourself to daily. Is it positive or negative? Create environments that support your daily peace and mental clarity. Number three, realign with peace. Peace is not passive, peace is intentional. Realignment looks like setting boundaries, having a resting schedule, having a journaling routine, a routine where you can relax and come back home to yourself, breathing deeply, taking breaks from overstimulation and overwhelm. And finally, realignment looks like returning to what grounds you. This is all about finding what truly brings you internal happiness and contentment. The goal is not perfection. Did you hear me? The goal is not perfection. The goal is simply internal peace. Now, let's move into today's Blue Rose affirmation. The purpose of Blue Rose affirmation is to help you, one, rediscover and channel your authentic self. Two, realign with your authentic self. Three, celebrate your authentic self. Today's affirmation is: I release negativity and embrace clarity and peace. Let me repeat that again. I release negativity and embrace clarity and peace. Take a deep breath. Allow those words to settle in your body. Notice what softens up within you. Now, let's repeat the affirmation together, either out loud or quietly to yourself. I want you to really feel it in your chest this time. I release and embrace clarity and peace. Let your heart remember that you are in full control over your thoughts and your mind. You can, you will, and you must have peace of mind. Let's say this affirmation together once more, slowly this time, to allow your mind to take notice and really receive it. I release negativity and embrace clarity and peace. Let this affirmation settle into your spirit. Notice how your mind responds when you allow yourself to receive those words. Here's an optional reflection. Grab a journal or a piece of paper. Write down one thought, belief, habit, or story that no longer serves you, and one intentional way you can protect your peace this week. As we come to a close, here's what to carry with you from today's focus on calming negativity. Negativity does not define who you are. Awareness allows you to interrupt harmful patterns. Protecting your peace is an act of self respect. Small, intentional shifts create emotional freedom over time. Next episode, we'll explore what it truly means to believe in yourself unapologetically. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for choosing yourself today. I can't wait to continue this journey with you. Until next time, keep channeling your inner strength. Thank you for being here with me today. If this episode resonated with you, if you felt anything at all, if anyone comes to mind, please share this with someone who may need the encouragement today. Don't forget to subscribe and leave me a review so I can read and we can talk. Carry today's Blue Rose affirmation with you. I release negativity and embrace clarity and peace. Life is all about problems and solutions. It's the way you move through it that ultimately matters. Channeling your inner strength. Have a beautiful day, worthy souls. You absolutely deserve it.